Hi, I'm back. Oh, pardon the chewing. Oh, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't, okay? Probably make some cornmeal hush puppies, yummy. Yeah, you Papa. Alright, I'm back. I uploaded the other video of me and Papa enjoying some quality time and banter. So, this is going to be the RHOA review. It is Monday, the 23rd of April, 2018. Happy birthday, Tommy Hall. And 2:34 p.m. Gregorian Eastern Standard Time. Okay, it aired last night, season 10 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. You know, I like to say REEL. And Reunion Part 3, the final installment of the reunion. The focus is really going to be on what's called racism. Okay. It just will. That was so glaring at the end of that episode. I'm like, oh my heavens. Okay. Racism, the main focus. As other things come to mind with Sheree and the Bone Collectors, and I'm from the hood, so Sheree, I will not shame you for dating someone incarcerated. Not that I'm glorifying that or being from the hood, but the way we, you know how they build on the corner, standing in your square. You know, I'm from a hood of a lot of 5%ers and Muslims around, so you can hear this kind of banter outdoors. You're stepping outside your house to go to the corner store. The talk is there. So yeah, it said they want to definitely make our men, especially our alpha men, extinct. Our alpha heterosexual men especially extinct, or put them in prison and things of that nature. So if you found love, sincere love, and I like the example you gave, Sheree, like some women date married men and those men aren't always available to her. So what the hell? That was a great example, because you was in the presence of women who've reportedly, reportedly who dated a married man before. What's his name? Big Papa with her? The point of, but y'all friends, so I don't know if you was directing that towards her. I have no idea. Pardon y'all. So, yogi shaky dance. Oh, yogi shaky. Pardon me, I'm doing stretching and shaking off. Y'all do y'all yoga stretches in the morning. I woke up so late. Prana, is it called prana or something? Anyway, I really want to focus on what's called racism. Definitely look at the Miss Lauryn Hill Speaks to the Youth, that video on in this YouTube here, where she calls micro and macro. She's doing it with the record industry, so I think someone asked her a question about it, and she said it's a micro of life, the macro. You know, whereas you're doing something good and righteous, there's going to be resistance. And what kind of sane mind would resist you doing something good and righteous? You know, the psychology behind racism, that's another Lauryn Hill quote, Miss Hill. She said, you know, we say, oh, that's racist, but I'm paraphrasing. But it's trying to study the psychology behind that mind. And we have, as astrologers, my astro homies, me, Astro Mama, and I learned from Mama I back in 99, 2000, at one of her workshops, that Aries rules the Caucasian race. It does. We know Kim individually is a Taurus. Her sun sign is Taurus, as reported. But Aries rules her entire race. And Aries is the youngest sign of the zodiac. Not my opinion. You can Google. Hopefully you Google, well, something honest. Yeah, I remember Alyssa Sharp, on her video, she was speaking about Aries. And she looked into the camera. She said it's the youngest. But the way she was looking, like she knows that Aries rules her race. I'm not sure, Alyssa, if you know that, but I was like, could she know? But think of the ages. Everything has an age. Your car has an age. Houses have an age. You, a human being, has an age. You write it on different applications. So the cosmos, the constellations have ages. And Aries is, and will always be the youngest sign in that astral belt. It's the god of war. It's restless. It's fire. Okay? So being young, cosmically young as a race, some say whenever Yakub went in that cave and got his chemistry on and test tube babies creating, and that's plausible because they have test tube babies now. And ain't nothing new under the sun, as it said. You go to Kemet and see, you know, all the hieroglyphics written on the wall. They heard they trying to lighten the shade and that make them so dark skinned. With all that sun, melanin surplus was, never mind, it's another topic. But in any event, yeah, so my point is she'll be she showcased Kim ZB showcased emotional immaturity and just being ignorant and not knowing what she said at the end, how social media magnified racism. Racism wasn't real until social media. And she didn't say, I'm like, maybe she's going to laugh or say, oh, psych, I'm joking. I'm looking like, is she joking? And the way her nose, people focus on the nose, the rhinoplasty. I'm like, what was wrong with her original natural? Is there something with Kim's in surgery? No offense to Kim's that didn't get surgery. But I'm thinking of her, Kim, Little Kim, K. Michelle, that Kim. What is with Kim's in surgery? Kim Kardashian? I know Kim is, that's Asian, right? I want to see if there's Kim who are Asians, Japanese or Chinese or whatever. Do the Asian Kims get the surgery? I have no idea. Remember Oprah had a chick on a while ago who westernized her eyes. She was Asian. Was her name Kim? I have no idea. But, you know, I like to study. I will study. I study daily. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to look at the meaning of the name Kim and Kimberly. See what the name means. That may denote, you know, never satisfied or never mind. Because I get into the meaning of Kim and I'll be off in a tangent with that. And forgot I'm reviewing RHOA. Do you see how the marbles spend some time? But in any event, I'm not taking it for Kim, please, y'all know, by no stretch of the matter. And I used to really root, because I root for the underdog. I do. I hope it ain't a conscious person listening to this going to call me a coonette. No conscious person should be clicking on a RHOA video review anyway. Let's just, you know. You free, yeah, First Amendment, click on what you want, but I'll be stunned if one listening. But I'm just saying, I'm not taking up for Kim ZB. But when she was the underdog, when the earlier seasons, when Nene was getting in that ass, I felt bad for her. But I took it all away when she did that to Dwight. When she told Nene that Dwight told her Greg asked to borrow money, and then she was like sort of happy when Nene was getting on his ass. I'm like, oh no, Kim. You're not supposed to transfer the bullshit. Now I'm rooting for Dwight. Because I tend to root for underdogs, you know what I'm saying? But in the event, I'm going to chew. Pardon me. T, close your ears. I'm about to chew. Because I don't want my corn milk, my hush puppies getting cold. I'll put a little nutmeg on mine. We sweeten it, you know what I'm saying? You do a little nutmeg and cinnamon and ginger powder in the batter. It's so good. Anyway, so, and carbs, that's tasty. I'm fat and that's that. I'll get off one day if I want to. I do want the circulation in the joint, so T, we walking tomorrow? No. Anyway, okay. And Tuesdays with T. Anyway, so listen to me. These are good. I don't want them to get cold. T, close your ass. Fast forward. Whoever can't take the smacking, please fast forward. Here's the thing. Okay, here we go. Y'all, if you don't study astrology, please study Aries. Just study it. Now, there are Aries who are, every sign, like a person, like who don't, it's not into astrology. You have people say, don't get on my bad side. So signs are like that. There's a low end, a shadow side, or lowly vibration, and there's a higher vibration to each sign. Just like with a personality, a human being. You get it? So not all Aries possess that frequency. Okay, because I love Shaka Khan. I love Dr. Maya Angelou. Blessings be upon her spirit. Definitely a supreme Aries there. What's my faves? Allie McGraw. Oh my God. And she's Caucasian. Allie McGraw, by far, don't give not Nan Aries teas that I'm about to describe, okay? But Aries rules sports and athleticism. My Aries season video, click on that, y'all. So that's what makes them competitive like that. You see what I'm saying? Just mindlessly competitive thinking. And she's telling, that per the psychology 101 classes I took, Kim, you're telling on yourself saying that they're jealous. They're jealous. Kim, do you see this, what the surgery did to your lips and your nose? Girl, no one's jealous. Especially somebody who didn't have facial surgery. I know they said Nene did. Well, Nene said she did. But girl, someone who didn't think to get no nose job ain't no jealous of you. Stop that. And nobody jealous of, did you? Kim, this is what you need to go and do. You may not look at the Lauryn Hill video when she explains the micro and the macro to the kids, the students. But look at the Oprah interview with Allie McGraw. I think that's on here too. Go on and look at it and see what Allie McGraw says about that surgery and the duck lips. And just, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Don't look at it to irritate yourself, but You know, she calls it, you know, it's all homogenized. Everybody look the same. And this is a Caucasian woman. Right then and there, I was feeling Ally McGraw. Okay, feeling her. I love the movie Love Story, but not as much as I like her now, the individual. I think she was 70 then, and she still looked good. And she had not had surgery. I'm not anti-plastic surgery when needed. But never mind, because, you know, it's relative to when needed. I just don't understand why the doctors do it. No, listen, I digress. In short, Kim, nobody jealous of you, girl. It's jealousy. No, the fuck it's not. It's irritation. People can be irritable with a personality and had nothing to do with nag on no envy. Oh, jeez. I was looking at it like, is she? Any moment I'm thinking she's gonna say, I'm psych, just playing. Then calling somebody a stupid ass. Kim, I don't think stupid women made it to that show and sustained the catty foolery that long. There's some sort of strategic mindset to weather that type of foolishness. Do you mean the show itself, or the catty commentary, the perpetual petties? Is that stupid? I'm like, who? Ain't no those women. Was you talking to Portia? No offense to Portia, but other than Portia, no one's even accused of being really stupid on that show. Not with the way they could read. And Kenya's wit, her sharp wit, that is far from stupid. But I guess you was reaching, you couldn't find anything, grappling at straws, and you couldn't come up with anything. So you just, the old faithful, profane, profanity. They, good old standby, those basic curse words and shit. But no, I don't think Bravo would hire anyone stupid. I know somebody's saying, what about Portia? Just hear me out, Kim. Back to racism. Papa, really? I'm doing a video. I hope they can hear you. Man, this Papa Bear. It's natural. Okay. You never know. I'm going to hear it in the playback. Kim, I'm only doing this because the way you said that about racism is not real and has been magnified by social media tells me you are really infantile in your history of America. Were you from Connecticut? Were you sheltered? I'm like, is she crazy? Just the immaturity levels, and you're crying like someone victimized you. They were replying to all you said to them. You can't. They did the playbacks. You can look at it again. Look at the playbacks to see how you initiated the conflict with Kenya. Y'all don't even have a backstory or a history or a foul foundation where you're pulling from some sort of unresolved issues from yesteryear. Y'all don't even have that kind of connection. You initiated those hostilities. Oh, people say she did it to steal a peach, but can you steal some sanity along the way? I mean, I'll never understand a virtual stranger coming for another stranger. I mean, what is it about the person that triggered such passion? I am not passionate with those I don't have a passionate connection to. Point blank, period. I don't do emotions on my sleeve with just any old body. We don't have no emotional tie. I'll be civil, cordial, and diplomatic. That's how I was raised to be. Okay? But anywho, no, sorry, my hush puppies ain't getting cold. These things, they taste like fluffy, sweet cornmeal cakes. Like cornbread. Papa, these things are delicious. We have to make more of these. They're fun and cute. They're better hot, though. Crunchy on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside. Seasoned with nutmeg. And, oh, these are good. They're like little baby cornmeal hush puppies. Corn cake. Cornbread sweetness with like a spicy cornbread. Oh, these things are good as hell. Anyway, so yeah, Kim, back to you, Kim. Y'all tweet this to Kim, please. Kim, educate yourself. I'm not saying this because you already got enough people dissing and reading. I'm not taking it for Kim, please, y'all. I'm not. But I think as an American, as a human being, do you know of Howard Zinn's history books? Maybe as a thick book, I had it in college. Kim, if you don't have the patience to read, get the audio book for Howard Zinn, America 1492 to present. Be educated so you can teach your children the truth about this country. Racism isn't real. Now that name is too puny a name for the horrors and atrocities done over the centuries, okay? And it's still unarmed people being shot, dead, killed. These injustices are still being perpetuated. Kim, start off with the Hidden Colors DVD. Start there. There's another film called Uncle Tom's Cabin. You can start there. Howard Zinn's book. Again, I'm not sure if that's an audio book. I don't know if you have the patience to sit and read. And Jane Elliott said that to Karen Hunter. Find that video, Kim, here on YouTube. Jane Elliott, school teacher, Gemini. Very, very smart woman. Brave. The work she's doing is courageous. And she told Karen Hunter, I hope she would tell Kim to... Can y'all tweet this to Miss Jane Elliott, can you find Kim's address and go visit her and help her? Can you please? Miss Elliott, can you believe she said racism isn't really real? Or some shit like that? Oh, I'm not cursing at you, Miss Elliott. I was stunned at that level of ignorance. It's incomprehensible to be pushing 40, if she's not 40 already, and have little to know. What did they teach in social studies at your school? In your grammar, junior high school? We've been hearing about that since elementary school in the hood. I don't know what they taught in the public schools in Connecticut. I have no idea. Maybe they just stuck with George Washington. I have no idea. But find Jane Elliott, Kim, because I don't think you can receive this knowledge from a melanated person in person. There's always YouTube for videos. But Jane Elliott, y'all sit down, y'all have tea. Please teach her. You know why, Miss Jane Elliott? She's a mother of, what, 6? How is she raising her babies without knowledge and truth of this country? And not to, you want to make white people feel bad. How? How does truth make y'all feel bad? I never get that. Do you not think lynching, slavery, rapes, molestations, feeding babies to alligators for sport, and that's cutting into their bottom line for slaves? You know, forcing bucks and what they would call bucks and wenches to have sex to create slave babies, you know, instead of falling in love and creating a baby in a righteous way. And then, you know, now you want to judge women for having babies out of wedlock, and males, Papa was Rolling Stone. That's a holdover from the slave plantation, wanting sex like that and just making babies wherever you. That is all because each life creates a script for the next life. Your subconscious mind records everything, and that's what you travel with from each incarnation to the next one. Okay? Don't just judge the result without also assessing the cause and effect. That's a balanced mind, left, right brain. You complement your own mind when you can judge the result and the cause. My brain automatically do that. I don't just look at something, end result, and just that's it. I'm like, well, how did that happen? How did we get here? What was the point A to the point B? A balanced brain does that automatically. You want to know how. And I tell you, growing up, watching my mother look at Matlock and Columbo, I started looking at Matlock. I still love Matlock and Columbo. It's Columbo? Papa, really? I'm doing a video. Damn you. I mean, darn you, Daddy. I didn't mean darn you. I mean, damn you. I mean, Papa, really? Yeah, forgive Papa, y'all. Papa, I mean, just no coof. Just no coof. Are you eating dairy? Dairy would make things mucusy.
No.
I cut back on dairy, too. Still mucusy, though. Some other shit. Something. I'm not an allergic reaction. I gotta figure out what is it I'm eating that's making me so congested. I cut back on dairy. Or do I get ice cream some time to time? I digress, y'all. Kim. Miss Elliott. What was I talking about? Kim. Y'all get Jane Elliott and Kim. Y'all make it happen. Educate Kim. Not for Kim's sympathy. But for her to just be smart. Is her whole knowledge based on fashion? Taurus. Not all Taurus. The great Malcolm X. Taurus. Very, very highly astute. And he said he was autodidactic too, okay? But he's melanated. You say, listen. Y'all look up melanin and carbon. Dr. Richard King, his book. If y'all don't know what melanin and carbon is. You see the color of mountains? See the color of soil? See the color of trees, carbon? The whole planet is melanated in carbon. I digress. Listen to me. Get your own study on them. I don't speak for you to agree. I speak because this is my outlet, and First Amendment say I can, okay? Miss Elliott, please school Kim on the strength of her just being a grown woman with all these kids who may ask her a question about history. She want to be the holder of truth to be able to impart that truth when the question is raised. Kim, we don't want your sympathies. I don't think we want any Caucasian sympathies. We want sane. People say, oh, we want reparations. At this point, they could pay us insanity via reparations. Like, once they're sane, this racism thing will be cleansed from the earth. Things will be balanced and fair, equilibrium. You know, wholeness. Again, whole. With a W. Wholeness, okay? It's not really real. Social media. Oh, my gosh. A full-grown woman thinks like that. So much so, she said it. And the way, I don't know if it was editing, but the way her husband looked at her when she said that. So does he have more knowledge of truth? Maybe because the football player. Yeah. See, Kim, you was on RHOA with sisters. I don't know if y'all was having any type of history lessons, you know, over drinks and shit. I don't fucking know. Finger food. On the NFL, all those melanated brothers in training camp, at least 1 out of 10 must have been conscious. You know what I'm saying? And probably spoke that shit in the locker room. I don't know, but people, I don't know if they say, well, Montana is very racist, but Montana had the Native American. The whole daggone country was Native Americans first. All this soil is stolen land. KRS-One told us that, okay? I think the earth herself can feel the imbalance, but they said the earth stops at nothing to restore balance on her axis. Because she's in flux, she's in movement, the earth is regenerative. Yes, I'm thinking back to Abiola Abrams had to speaking to the interview ladies on the she was supposed to have something in Brooklyn, and something that fire happened with that edifice. So Abiola Abrams started talking to the women online. We saw it, and it was the first one she spoke to, a Spanish sister. Hey, sister, her name escapes me. But when she was like, of course we can heal. We can heal. The earth herself is regenerative. I said, it sure is. And I thought back to Dr. Christiana Northrup's book, Women's Health, Women's Wisdom, Women's Health. How all women are connected to the earth. And I digress. Dr. Jane Elliott, please speak to Kim Zolciak Barron about America. Google why Bumpy Johnson moved to New York. Why his family's like, oh, no, we got to get him out of here. Google why Deacon Jones, blessing be upon both their spirits, straight alpha, beautiful men, gorgeous, okay? Not taking 1 ounce of the bullshit. You see, especially Bumpy. Google why Deacon Jones wanted to play football and it hurt him. I think that was a callus on his soul, what he witnessed, and he felt helpless to do. He couldn't do anything as a teenage boy. He was outnumbered. That guilt must have plagued his soul, that he said, I want to do something where I can get this aggression out of me, but it's deemed legal. What can I do where I can get this pain out of me and not be arrested? And that's how he got into football. There's a story with our greats, you know what I'm saying? What inspired and motivated them. That's racism. Kim, what Deacon Jones witnessed, and a woman coming home from church, a woman, and those Caucasoid teenage boys did to her, and Deacon Jones saw that. That's racism. No, racism, it is and was very fucking real in the foulest sense. Emmett Till, that's racism, Kim. Oscar Grant, that's racism. And Oscar Grant is on the ground handcuffed complying. That's racism, Kim. Michael Brown, Philando Castile, Eric Garner, Trayvon Martin, Tamar Rice, Yusef Hawkins, Sean Bell. And the names goes on and on. Sandra Bland. What she's accused of doing, just usually you get a moving violation ticket. You pay your ticket and go to court. Why was she even brought in for allegedly switching lanes without signaling? That's racism, Kim. And I hate to even play the race card. Then, like Paul Mooney said, the card shouldn't even be in the deck. It shouldn't even be in the deck. Who created the deck? Okay? Who patented the deck? Kim, shuffle your cards, rewire your marbles, find Jane Elliott, and learn about racism. What's called racism? Again, that's too puny a word in our book for the horrible and atrocities, the horrific atrocities that has happened on this soil and continues to happen. It's like there's no psychological evolution. And no one's saying, oh, be warm and cozy with melanated people. Just be sane. Sane people don't do things like this. This is just incomprehensible. I remember Young Pharaoh had a video outlining how Caucasians aren't 100% human. And years ago, one of our teachers taught that if you have no conscience, you have no soul. If you have no empathy and no conscience, you have no soul. So you have no, you know, something's animated in their bodies, but that's spirit. They have spirit. And from what was taught to us, the melanated people have spirit and soul. That may explain our natural rhythm. Because we're one with nature. When you're one with nature, you have natural rhythm. You go against nature and killing and doing those barbaric things. That's going against the laws of nature. So when you go against the laws of nature, you lack natural rhythm. Because look how they treat nature, the Amazon. And I just was looking at one of them videos on the Vice channel on here. A sister got her own retreat in Costa Rica, but she became controversial because she only wants sisters, melanated people, to come to her retreat. She don't care how much money you got and how much you can pay, and no. If you ain't melanated, you ain't getting past her door, okay? And she explains why. Very good video. Y'all find that. And I'm with Miss Lauryn Hill. Find her blog on her Tumblr. Google it. Her blog on racism. How it's absolutely ridiculous for a melanated person to be racist. How us reacting to abuse racist? You mean like Tariq Nasheed told Star on his show a while back when the Star Chamber, he had on Tariq Nasheed and that Tommy person. Ugh. And Star took umbrage with Snoop and Whiteface or some shit. I don't know. And Tariq said, well, what will happen? If a black person is racist, nothing will happen. That's true. What's going to happen? Our so-called racism can't redline your neighborhoods or cattle you into submission, into slavery, and black person can't shoot unarmed white people and get away with it. Even black black cops shooting in self-defense from what was storied, what they shared, what they told us, and the black cops in jail now. So even a black cop can't just shoot no unarmed Caucasoid that's coming at them. You know, I think one was coming at him with a knife. Well, that's armed. It ain't a gun, but so again, calling black people racism is very weird because there's nothing we can do with said racism if we are that. We can't harm anyone with it. Caucasians harm with that racist tool and get away with it for the most part. I mean, this has been going on for centuries. So no, I don't see how a black person can be racist. I don't see how reacting to racism, as far as just talking First Amendment stuff, no, I don't see that as racism. I don't. I really, really don't. And I think because Kim has been so spoiled, even her race has been so spoiled over the centuries with black people not being able to talk back, the mere fact that needing them was talking back in that tone must have caused a psychological death. Not just for Kim, for any white person watching. It was shout out to C. C meant it properly bona fide. See, you said you was on some kind of thread where the women were saying, pardon me, hush puppies, where the women were saying you'll never find a black person defending a white person if they're in front of other black people. Are they kidding me? Do you see the psyche with the privileged population? And privilege in quotes, you know what I'm saying? Because I know about melanin, being melanin deficient, and never mind. And melanin is a whole nother video. But that's what they hate, is melanin envious. They hate it, never mind, another video. Can you believe that? Well, then to that we say, raise the ante, like I'm playing poker. I've never seen a white person defend a black person in a room full of other Caucasians. Have you? I don't even see black people defending black people in a room full of Caucasians. Not in this era. We'd be hard pressed to find that. I'm always taking swimming lessons in the mostly Caucasoids, and I was like, what the hell's going on in here? And I knew I was melanated because isn't that odd? The swim instructor, he was a brother, but it's mostly Caucasoid students. We was, learning how to swim. Older, some younger. It was a mixed age group. Small, about 15 people. No, it's that small, but the pool was so big. Never mind. And they were looking at me like I came from Mars, or I'm like, what the fuck going on? I paid for the membership fee. What the fuck going on? And then he was looking like, it's just an unspoken thing. He looking at me like, don't play me close. Don't try to show unity because we both have brown skin. And I'm looking like, fool, ain't nobody trying to play your little young ass close, Negro. Please, okay? Please. I paid the membership. I'm here to learn how to swim. I learned in college, so I thought it was like bicycle riding. Never mind, y'all. I'll be back. Papa, can you pause this? Let me see how you pause. Hold on, y'all.